in that first half a dominant force as he's been all year long. His season average is just about 19 points. So UMass really going to have to turn the tide in the second half, limit themselves in the turnovers, as Frank always does a good job of correcting their mistakes in that first half. Expect to see a much more disciplined team than we saw in that first half.
Well, we talk about the history of this game, and after doing a little asking all over UMass fans, this game means a lot to this community and to the players and to the fans involved. Rivalry be something that's consistent on the year by year. It talks about how it's a massive game. It's close-knit, and that's how it's close. It's a regional game. You can get there easily if you're in UMass or in Rhode Island. It means a lot to each fan, and it's kind of sad that this is the last instance for a while that this is going to be a yearly occurrence.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully Frank Martin's given us a little bit of confidence that this is a rivalry that will be reinstated through the years, but Massachusetts and Rhode Island, two states bordering one another, the only teams in the Atlantic 10, or not the only teams, but UMass and Rhode Island, if you're going by region, are the closest to each other as they are to any other team. The only other teams close to UMass are Fordham and St. Bonaventure out in New York. So definitely a rivalry you want to keep around is Massachusetts and Rhode Island.
Well, Andrew, the half is about to start. UMass getting off to a bit of a hot end to the half. How do you expect UMass to stop the runaway train that is Sebastian Thomas?
Well, they're going to put Jaden Jingay on him, who sat for a lot of that half with 2 fouls, as Marky Worthy comes out of the half starting in place of 3 personal foul Jalen Curry. But they'll probably go back to that so well for them. They went to man-to-man. That's when Sebastian Thomas really started to take over, when he was able to play one-on-one.
UMass down by 8. Can they pull a road miracle out here in Kingston? URI ball going right to left. UMass going left to right. Sebastian Thomas, a fantastic first half, has Marky Worthy as his man, and Jingay strips the ball away. It goes off of his hand, but some good tenacity and energy to start the half for Jaden Jingay, goes right out of the gate.
Well, I stand corrected about who would be guarding Sebastian Thomas. Jaden Jingay covering Lawrence instead, and Marky Worthy will get the task of Sebastian Thomas.
Jaden House to inbound here. Green. Top of the key, time ticking off now with 12 to shoot. Green guarded by Rivera. Now Brown, hand off to House. House driving inside Brown, trying to get it. Marky Worthy with a strong takeaway there. UMass back out the other way.
Yeah, Marky Worthy, not a small guy by any means, muscling that one away from the 7-footer Javante Brown, and UMass coming away with the steal.
Jaden Jingay. Elbow for Malik Abdelgawad. Worthy makes his move inside. Here, drop floater, rolls out. Sebastian Thomas with another rebound, his 6th of the night. Thomas turning on the Jets, showing off his speed. Hand off to House. House loses the ball. It was hit by Worthy. UMass getting their hands in passing lanes early. House gets it back, killed 5 seconds off. Hand off Lawrence. Lawrence makes his move on Jingay, tries to slip away from, cannot, gets the switch, outside to House, 8-7 to shoot for Rhode Island. House slips his way in and puts it in, and URI draws first blood to start the half.
And non-existent help defense by UMass.
And Rasul Ding is all alone, misses the easy 3, and Brown there, as Brown strips it away from Jingay, was flying in for the offensive rebound. 10-point lead for the Rams. Thomas draws the double. Green has it top of the key. He'll pull and fire from 3. David Green. Green from downtown. URI up to a 5-0 run.
And this is what happened to them last year. URI got hot from beyond the arc, specifically David Green, and helped them take over that game. As now the lead just keeps growing for URI.
Another entry pass, and Brown with some good interior defense. Ball on the floor. Jingay comes out of the pack with it, and looking for a travel, didn't get it. 2-on-1 for UMass. Up top, Abdelgawad. Worthy throws it a little too far for the alley-oop. UMass getting a little too cute there. It's going to be another empty possession for the Minutemen.
And you take a look at the UMass bench, and Frank Martin, normally in these situations, would be yelling, but he knows that was not a bad look by Marky Worthy to toss one up for Abdelgawad, just a bit too strong. And another UMass turnover.
Another turnover from the Minutemen. The URI defense has been relentless all night long. Brown hands off to Thomas. Thomas makes his move, spins out. Green drives. He'll fake. He'll go. Layup is up. David Green starting the half up hot. 5 straight points for David Green. It's 53-38. Worthy Rivera, he'll drive, he'll swing it around. UMass dribbling clock away here. Here's Rasul Diggins. Inside Rivera, pump fakes, going inside, spinning, inside, blocked by Brown again. UMass cannot get anything in the interior. Rhode Island out and running. House makes his move, draws it on Worthy in the corner. It's going to be two people were there. It's going to be last touch by Rasul Diggins. It's going to be Rams ball. But Andrew, UMass has not been getting any momentum, any ball movement on the offensive side.
And yeah, that possession down the floor might have been the worst of them all. Daniel Rivera just trying to create a shot, puts up an ugly layup, has it blocked, and it's gone from bad to worse here to start the half. What was an 8-point game is now at 15.
15-point lead coming up on 17 minutes to go. UMass looking for signs of life on offense, but now have to get a stop. Lawrence, he'll pull and fire from a long three. Ojek wants Lawrence, and the Rams are making it rain. It's a 56-38, nearing a 20-point lead, and the student section is out on full display for the Rams. Worthy, Rivera, Abdel Gowad, UMass just moving it around the perimeter. Abdel Gowad, elbow J is no good. More hero ball from UMass and another empty possession. Lawrence again in the corner for three, got it! It's an avalanche of three for the Rams, and Craig Martin wants a timeout. It's a 21-point lead. Signs of deja vu for the Minutemen, Andrew.
It's just about as bad as you can get. Nobody getting back in transition on defense. Nobody contesting threes. And URI absolutely making UMass pay for it, punishing them 6 for 11 from beyond the arc on the game. And a 13-0 run to start the half for the Rams.
The cheer squad telling this crowd to bring the ruckus, and they have, igniting the Ryan Center crowd. URI on what has been a fantastic run to start the half has ballooned this lead to 21. Can UMass find any answers on offense? We will take a quick break. But first, this broadcast of UMass men's basketball is brought to you by the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant situated just on the other side of the Connecticut River, not far from the UMass campus. From signature cocktails to brick oven pizza, this small town tavern offers everything needed for an evening with friends or sit-down meal with family. Tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30. The Mill River Tavern is online at millrivertavern.com and on Instagram and on Facebook. We will take a quick break. Under 17 to go. UMass down by 21. Welcome back to the Ryan Center. UMass now, after being only 8 with momentum going into the second half, now finds himself with a 21-point hole to climb out of. And it's been on the back of, how do we explain it, Andrew? An avalanche of threes by the Rams.
And they just can't be stopped from beyond the arc. But they're getting a ton of quality looks because UMass is breaking down in their defensive movement. And URI's ballooned this to 59-38 now. Like we mentioned, 13-0 run to start the half. And for all the struggles there is on defense right now for UMass, they can't find anything on the offensive side of the floor. So they can't seem to just pick a struggle here in the second half, Sam.
Picking your poison, UMass shooting 27% from the three. Again, UMass is the worst shooting team in this conference from beyond the arc, so not something we're not used to seeing, but usually they're able to find scoring in other ways. They're not moving the ball that well. They're not getting offensive rebounds or second chance points. UMass needing to find some semblance of life in offense, and it can't come from hero ball because there are way too many cooks in this kitchen trying to put on their cape for this game.
And yeah, Rasul Diggins has been the guy in this game for UMass to go to when they needed a big bucket. He's got 13 points, so by no means is this to any fault of him, but the supporting cast has simply just let him down today.
Daniel Rivera, Marquis Worthy, Rasul Diggins, Shaheed Mohammed, and Jane Njinge. UMass choosing defense over offense with this lineup in right now. Here's Marquis Worthy, has 2 points on the night. Draws Lawrence, and he'll get the switch to Brown, and I almost lost it there. Diggins pulls and fires again. No good again. Rasul Diggins just letting it fly, but to no avail here in the second half. Thomas drops it back. He'll command the offense. House. He'll make his move. Draws inside. Fadeaway jump shot. No good. Worthy with another rebound. Kicks it out, Jaden Jinge. Jinge moves his way, high arcing floater, rolls out, rebound on the floor. Rivera tries to go back up. No foul is called. Diggins in the corner for three, and it rolls in and out, and looks like, and a foul on the floor. Jinge. It was Jinge, House, Rivera, and Thomas fighting under the basket, and looks like House went flying into the stands there. Both fans trying to be separated as it went right into the student section. After it happened against VCU and St. Louis, the refs trying to break this one up quickly.
And yet this one, it looked like two different semblances of two URI players grabbing Jinge and Rivera as they were both trying to go up for the offensive rebound and pulling them towards out of the baseline, excuse me. As the refs will likely go review for any flagrant intent here. I would be surprised if we come away with this with no technicals or flagrants assessed to anybody.
Jaden House just went absolutely flying into the student section. Rivera nearly had his jersey took off from him. So it's hard. It's hard to think that there wouldn't be any harsh fouls being delivered on this team. But nonetheless, it doesn't work if UMass can get maybe an opportunity here, but it doesn't help if they can't find any life on offense. Rasul Diggins has missed his first 3 threes to start the half. His hero ball antics have not been working. UMass needs to find a way to share the wealth and get stuff going from inside the perimeter.
And that's been the story of the season for UMass. If Rasul Diggins isn't going, then the team isn't going. And the supporting cast today of Daniel Rivera and Jalen Curry, where they get a lot of their points from. Daniel Rivera has taken some questionable shots in this game. He's not having too bad of a game up to this point with 8 points. But Jalen Curry on the bench with 3 fouls with just his 3 points certainly been no help. And Daniel Hankins-Sanford, who has sat for what's felt like a majority of this game so far, someone that UMass desperately needs to get back on track, just hasn't found it yet today as well.
The Rams' strength has been UMass's weakness all game long. They've been defending the three-pointer so well. UMass shot 3 for 11 from downtown, 27%. The Rams, as we mentioned so many times this game, that they've been so relentless and elite, mind you, at defending the three-pointer. And this has been something that they continue to thrive in, and making the Minutemen, forcing them into very bad, uncharacteristic shots. And we talked about Daniel Rivera at the beginning of the game. Rivera has been very quiet since that 6-point stretch early. He's at 8 points on the night. Since early in the first half, he's been relatively quiet all night long as he's been unable to get downhill and get to his spots on the block.
Yeah, Daniel Rivera was utilizing his athleticism incredibly well against URI's slower bigs early on, but now they've really walled up on him and done a good job of preventing him from getting any kind of quality shot off.
How about Javonte Brown, the 7-foot center, has been making his presence known in the paint for URI, and it looks like they're reviewing. The fouls are being assessed. The call's not been assessed yet.
And if you hear the boos from the fans, don't worry, that's nothing to do with the refs of any kind. The fans were waiting for the full court putt to happen right there during the timeout, but they didn't get it. They started chanting full court putt, as the marketing team walked away with the full court putt board.
It looks like no, and as if you look at the way the teams are setting up, no flagrant fouls have been assessed to either team. It looks like it's going to be it looks like the Rams.
They're assessing a foul on both David Green and Daniel Rivera on both sides, but it will be UMass ball.
So the fouls will offset. UMass has the ball in their zone with a chance to finally get their first bucket of the half. Archie Miller, confused, looking for an explanation there. As was clear, both players just got completely tangled underneath the hoop. Rivera to inbound for the Minutemen, 20 to shoot. Mohammed at the three-point line. Curry checking back into the game for UMass. And Diggins almost got hit there, and it looks like Lawrence got tied up with him. The fans continue to make their displeasure heard, and it's going to be another foul there for the Rams early on.
And URI turning to a 2-3 zone now, daring UMass to start shooting the ball because they're down by 21 points. They're going to have to shoot their way back into it, and UMass being a team that doesn't shoot the ball all too well, that's going to be how they're going to have to try and get themselves back into it.
Jalen Curry back in. UMass playing with fire. He has 3 fouls so far. Rivera gets inside. Tough shot up, no good. Rivera falling back into old habits, but he gets his own rebound on that one. Pump fakes, goes right back up, and Javonte Brown gets called for a foul, and he is flabbergasted at the call.
Yeah, Daniel Rivera just leaning into the contact that time, going right into the chest of Javonte Brown, trying to draw the foul. Might might have gotten kind of bailed out with the call.
Javonte Brown is the defensive menace all game long. He's got 3 blocks and 2 steals. He's been the anchor of this defense, but now we'll send Daniel Rivera to the line for UMass's first points, and Rivera sinks the first free throw. Much needed points for the Minutemen. It's now exactly a 20-point lead.
And it only took them 4 minutes and 40 seconds for them to get their first points of the half, still held without a field goal.
Rivera's second free throw rolls in, died on the front iron, but rolled in nonetheless. UMass now down by 19. UMass putting on a half-court press to try to get some energy and try to gain some momentum. Thomas and Lawrence play catch, and now Thomas with it now. Back to Lawrence. Now Lawrence has the top of the key. Curry with guards Curry. And House almost fell out of bounds there. Green at the elbow. 17 to shoot. House back to Lawrence. Back to Thomas. Guarded by Diggins. Swing pass away for House. House back out Thomas. He'll pull and fire. Sebastian Thomas cannot bank it in. Rebound up in the air, goes off the knee of Sebastian Thomas. UMass ball, good defensive possession there for the Minutemen.
Yeah, they needed that one. They did a good job double teaming anybody who caught the ball, and did a good job recovering after the fact. And Sebastian Thomas tried to follow his own miss that time, bouncing off his knee.
Jingay, guarded by House. Mohammed has the top of the key. Diggins, guarded by Thomas. Under 15 to go. UMass down by 19. Curry makes his move. Swings it out to Jingay. He'll try a 3, and Jingay rolls in and out. And Mohammed and Brown fighting for the underneath, and Brown comes out of it. Jingay does not shoot the 3 much. He can't necessarily make it a high clip, but a much bravery on that shot. Entry pass in for Brown. Mohammed gets called for the foul away from the ball, going against the much bigger Thomas. Mohammed and Thomas are as tall as each other, but Thomas has the size advantage. But Brown has the size advantage on him by a mile.
Yeah, about 50 pounds separating Javonte Brown and Shaheed Muhammad there, as Muhammad just trying to stand his ground.
Hankin Sanford back into the game for UMass, the law firm of Daniel and Daniel, with Njinge, Curry, and Diggins. Green at the elbow, drives inside, corner 3 inside for Lawrence, no good. Rebound on the floor, corralled by Curry. 14 to go, UMass down by 19. Both teams struggling to score over the past minute and a half. Rivera has it inside, spins inside, gets positioning, pump fake is up, blocked by Thomas, his 4th of the game. Rivera gets his rebound, Curry has it now, gets inside, layup is up, Curry with the foul, and 1! Jalen Curry with no fear in his eyes, goes right to the teeth of Javonte Brown. He'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
And big bravery by Jalen Curry that time, going right into the swamp of the bigs for URI, drawing the contact. That's what UMass needs for Jalen Curry to get rolling if they want a chance to fight their way back into the 17-point game.
Brown checks out, Fuchs checks in for the Rams. Curry back to the line to convert the 3-point play. UMass on a 4-0 run, getting some momentum and some points here with 13:53 to go here in the second half. The student section waving blue noodles to try to throw Curry off his game. His free throw is up, and it is no good off the front iron. Rankin Sanford fighting for the offensive rebound, and it's going to go off of David Fuchs. UMass gets the ball back. Good fight there by Hankin Sanford. New 20 here for UMass.
UMass doing a great job fighting for the offensive glass in this second half, not going out without giving URI some
elbow,
bruises.
Jay Curry, no good, up in the air. House has it. Rivera and House fighting for it, trying to draw the jump ball, but to no avail. Curry makes that shot usually all the time, but this time went off the front iron. House turns on the Jets, goes up and under, rolls in, barely off the front iron, and URI now sends the lead back to 19.
Just a pretty finish by Jaden House, getting right through the teeth of the defense, and especially by the great defender, Jingay.
Jingay, inside Rivera, a good pass inside. Hankin Sanford drops in the mid-range J. Good two-man game there by the 2 returners.
And yeah, nice look by Jaden Jingay to find DHS, and a good job by DHS to finish the shot.
And a foul in the backcourt on Sebastian Thomas. Rivera and Curry collapsed on him there. It's going to be on Rivera drawing the foul there. UMass was begging their players to get back on defense. Just a little too antsy on that one.
UMass going to the full court press, trying to get some momentum, force some turnovers, and just reaching in after Thomas had blown by them already, picking up some unforced fouls.
Drisha Traore back in the game for the Rams. UMass going to a 3-2 zone here. Rhode Island plays catch. Thomas has it now. 13 to go. Lawrence, inside Fuchs. Back out Thomas. Top of the key, UMass rotating well. Jingay on top. This is the matchup UMass wants. Lawrence makes his move. Inside, Fuchs cannot corral it. He'll go back up on Hankins Sanford in between two UMass defenders. Ball on the floor. Rivera, the two Daniels, making some good defensive effort there. Rivera out on the run. Jinge fakes, kicks out Curry. He'll pull and fire, top of the key. Good. Jalen Curry with 5 straight points. UMass cuts the lead to 15.
And good transition offense by UMass. Like we mentioned earlier, they're at their best. You grab that defensive rebound, run the floor, space the floor, and Jinge finds Curry for the jumper.
Is it too little too late? UMass cutting and chipping away into the lead. Traore swings it around to Ube. He'll go inside. And Hankins Sanford calls for the late foul, going for the block, and more free throws coming here for the Rams.
Yeah, good aggressiveness for URI that time, getting to the free throw line, and UMass finding themselves in a lot of foul trouble in this game.
This is a UMass team that was in the game with one of the most fouls in collegiate basketball history. They are no stranger to having a lot of guys in foul trouble, but this is beyond what they could expect in a game that they pretty much had pretty close in, that it just seems to have slipped away from them. As Akil Watson are checking in the game for Daniel Rivera, substituting defense for offense here. Watson trying to stretch the floor, and it looks like it makes both free throws. It's a 63-47 Rams lead with under 13 to go. Curry. Hand off Jinge. Jinge rolls around the paint, roams around top of the key. Entry pass, looking for Hankins Sanford, and Fuchs gets called for the foul away from the ball there. And another foul by the Rams.
Yeah, Jinge looking to get the entry pass into Daniel Hankins Sanford. And while the fans are going to disagree, David Fuchs just pushing Daniel Hankins Sanford as he tried to jump the ball that time. The right call by the officials.
A lot of fouls away from the ball. Both teams fighting for positioning all night long. Jinge to inbound for UMass. High arcing rebound goes to Diggins, a new 20 for UMass. Curry at the elbow. Diggins trying to get open. Hill swings his way inside. Stops on a dime. Gets positioning. Good smart IQ play. Russell Diggins between two defenders for his first bucket of the half. And UMass press, making URI play catch. Ube grabs inside, draws the double. Inside, and it's stripped away by Jinge. Goes off of him, and it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be Rams ball. UMass chipping away at the lead, down by 14, but is it too little too late? We'll take a quick break and be back with just a moment. But first, this broadcast of UMass men's basketball is brought to you by our friends at the Mill River Tavern in Hatfield, a neighborhood bar and restaurant just over the other side of Connecticut River, not far from the UMass campus. Representing your cocktails to brink up and beat to the small town tavern, offers everything needed for an evening with friends or a sit-down meal with family. Tavern is open Monday through Saturday as late as 9:30. The Mill River Tavern is online at millriver.com and on Instagram and on Facebook. We thank the Mill River Tavern for their kind support throughout the entire 2024 basketball season. 63-20-49, 11:42 to go. You're listening to UMass Men's Basketball on 91.1 WMUA Sports, the forward of all things UMass Sports. Welcome back to the Ryan Center. We are live in Kingston in the Ocean City, and as I say, if captains go, a captain goes down with his ship. UMass has been struggling to support their captain, who has been the bright spot of their offense all game long, as they find themselves in a 14-point haul. Not impossible with 11 minutes to go, but it's going to take a lot of work. They have an uphill battle for the rest of this half, Andrew.
Hey, Sam, if I recall correctly, last season when UMass played URI at the Mullen Center, there was just 5:56 left on the clock when URI found themselves down by 14 and cut their way back into that one and had a chance to win it at the buzzer. We're unable to capitalize, so I guess my point might become moot there. But UMass has double the time here. 11:42 on the clock. they did some things right in that last 4 minutes after the under-16 media timeout. They're finally starting to get some offense flowing. They're patient on offense now, creating the right shot. And on defense, they've gone to that 3-2 zone, which has just been so effective since switching to it.
It's going to be the same five for UMass: Curry, Diggins, Hankins, Sanford, Jinge, and Akil Watson. URI continuing to shoot the lights out from three, 60% for the half, 46% from the game. They have 4 players in double figures, UMass with only 2. URI's been spreading the wealth all game long. UMass needing to find a way to get some stops and some scores. House to inbound for the Rams into Estevez. The sophomore gives now to Sebastian Thomas, who will slow things down, coming up on 11 minutes to go. Thomas. Diggins draws Diggins. Now Jinge. Kicks it inside to Fuchs, who gets all alone and throws down the easy flush.
And a great look by Sebastian Thomas, finding Fuchs inside. Akil Watson gambling to try and steal it, and Fuchs has had himself an easy dunk,
Stop and go from Hankins Sanford. Curry out in space. 65-49, Rams lead by 16. Hankins Sanford in the corner for Jinge. Drives baseline, he'll spin on House. Outside Curry. He'll pull and fire from 3. Jalen Curry heating up his second 3 of the game. UMass cuts it back to a 13-point lead.
Jalen Curry, 3 points at the half, already has 8 points here in the second half, trying to turn the tide on this game. He came here and really had his breakout at URI last season when he started taking over in the conference slate. As he looks to achieve that once again here.
13-point lead coming up in the halfway point of the first half. Rhode Island playing catch. Thomas comes up with it here. The leading scorer amongst all scorers. Thomas. Inside Fuchs. He's been dominating on that right block for the past 2 possessions. He's been dominating, and Frank Martin wants a timeout. And they're going to call no basket. No.
It was a technical foul called on Fuchs after making the shot on the block. They count the 2 points, but some taunting towards Jalen Curry or Jaden Jinge, one of the two, and they give Fuchs the technical foul.
Archie Miller fuming at his team because these small mistakes are what undo a good run. These are not the things that URI wants this point in the game, giving UMass great chances for points and the ball. So it's a free possession and 3 points if you really think about it.
But once again right there, Sebastian Thomas, just a great look against the 3-2 zone, finding the hole on the right block right at Jinge. Had Fuchs in low, and Fuchs once again capitalizing, getting right into the teeth of the defense, finding the hole and finishing. So while UMass has had some better stretches on offense here, they're going to have to start stringing together some stops in that 3-2 zone if they keep choosing to go to it.
Talk about Sebastian Thomas from scoring. He has not scored much this half, but he also has 3 assists, 3 steals, and 7 rebounds. He's been stuffing the stat sheet all night long, making his impact felt on all levels of this game.
And yeah, we just saw the replay here. David Fuchs he didn't taunt one of the UMass players. He felt like Jaden Jinge gave him a little contact, so he yelled at the ref and threw an arm towards him, begging for a foul. So he's drawn with a technical, and Diggins will take the technical free throw.
UMass with a gift from above by the Rams. Rasul Diggins at the line for the technical free throw against a rowdy URI student section. He sinks the first free throw. It's now a 14-point game. Diggins calm and collected at the line. Leads UMass scores with 15, now 16. Make it 17. Both free throws are good. UMass now also gets the ball back. Mass substitutions for the Rams as well. David Green and Javonte Brown back in the game. URI substituting the offense for defense as UMass continues to try to claw their way back.
Well, after the technical foul, David Fuchs finds himself heading to the bench.
Watson, Jinge. UMass running some high screen action. Jinge looking for the entry pass to Hankins Sanford, and a little too cute on that one. House comes out of the pack. House goes right at the teeth of the defense. He gets fouled hard underneath by Jaden Jinge. He'll go to the line for another 2.
And Jaden House taking a hard fall that time, taking a moment to get up, but seems to be all right. But a bad entry pass by UMass, as you said, trying to get it to a 6'8" Daniel Hankins Sanford, while Javonte Brown at 7 foot had the positioning on him. All he had to do was stick his arm up and poke that one away.
Seems like all game long, UMass has been looking for passes that just have not been there all game long. House, first free throw, sinks it. It's now back to a 14-point lead. It's 2 steps forward and 3 steps back for the minute, and that's been the theme of the second half.
Well, it's just that ugly start to the half, that 14-0 run that is currently the difference, or 13-0 run, excuse me, to start the half that really set UMass off on the wrong foot.
House's second free throw, nothing but net. 14 points for Jaden House. URI with 4 players in double figures. Here comes Jalen Curry. 8 points here in the half. Diggins spins around Estevez, goes right to the teeth of the defense. Tough layup. He gets fouled late. Javonte Brown gets called for the foul. Diggins showing some real relentless strength there. He'll go back to the line for 2 with exactly 10 minutes to go.
And this has started to become a game where the whistle's blowing left and right now. It seems like every time down the floor, we're sending somebody to the free throw line.
Diggins back to the line after having sunk 2 technical free throws. UMass's leading scorer, shooting a cool 84% from the line this season, makes the first free throw there. And David Fuchs checks back into the game. Javonte Brown sits with 3 fouls. Rasul Diggins, trying to get UMass back into this basketball game. Second free throw is up, rolls in off the front iron. It's now back to a 13-point lead. We are exactly halfway through the second half of this back and forth affair, but URI's ballooned the lead to 13. Estevez stops on a dime, ball on the floor. It was last touched by Estevez. It's UMass ball. Great double team there by Hankins, Sanford, and Curry.
Good job forcing him to that corner there and trapping him in low, making him dribble it off his own foot and out of bounds.
Jalen Curry backing out for the Minutemen. Hands off to Rasul Diggins. He makes his move inside. Diggins going aggressive. Teardrop floater. Rasul Diggins heating up. It's now a 12, 13-point, 11-point game. UMass clawing their way back here. House. He'll stop on a dime. Estevez in the right corner. Bounce pass to House. Swings it over to Thomas. Thomas, he'll reset. 15 to shoot for URI. UMass back to the zone. Estevez with it now. Back to Thomas. Thomas with 9 to shoot. House in the right corner. Inside Green. 5 to shoot. Guarded by Watson. Green. Floater is up and rolls it in. Good defense, but better offense, and it's back to a 13-point game. Diggins drives inside for the Minutemen. He picks to get aggressive. Back out Curry. Curry almost lost the ball there. He'll have to reset. Frank Martin telling his guys to reset. Diggins, quarterback in the offense, resets, and 15 to shoot here for UMass. Diggins makes his move, gets stripped by Thomas, and he's all alone. He will streak his way in, and it's going to be a foul away from the ball. Rasul Diggins was fouled by David Fuchs away from the ball, and it looks like they're conferring at the end. Thomas had a lane to himself, an easy 2, and they're going to review this one. A lot just happened there.
Yeah, Cam Estevez just collided with Daniel Rivera on the way back down the floor. A lot of angry URI fans. And I gotta say, it's pretty funny to hear the angry cries after Carlos Estevez. That's not his name. Cam Estevez just bodies Daniel Rivera to the floor here. Just throws a shoulder into him, as you see on the replay monitor.
Estevez with a little bit of an undisciplined play, leaning the shoulder into Daniel Rivera when he frankly didn't need to. Sebastian Thomas had nothing but free court to himself and an easy 2. And most likely will be called a foul, but URI with an easy 2 just gets wiped off the board there as UMass continues to cleanly chip into this lead.
And yeah, now they're going to take a look for flagrant intent on Estevez as he just leaned the shoulder into Rivera, who's trying to just jog back in transition. Wasn't really doing much. Just caught a shoulder from Estevez, and that leaves Thomas scoreless in the second half. 19 points in the first half, still without a bucket in the second.
In three possessions, URI has seen a technical foul and now a potential flagrant. These are very undisciplined mistakes. UMass, we thought, was being the undisciplined team in the first half. URI seemingly flipping the script with some uncharacteristic, undisciplined plays here at the batter end of the second half.
Yeah, not usually what you see when a team has a lead such as URI's here, that they would start to get aggressive and start playing away from who they truly are, trying to get way too physical, stooping down to the level UMass has been playing this game, trying to play with physicality, trying to get in URI's head, and it's been working, credit to UMass.
And it looks like it will be a foul. Rivera looks like it's going to be, it will be a flagrant 1. A huge break for the Minutemen, who has a turnover and potential 2 points wiped off the board. And Daniel Rivera will go to the line for free throws, and UMass will once again get the possession back. A sigh of relief for UMass with self-inflicted wound after self-inflicted wound for the Rams. Looks like it's just going to be possession here for UMass, actually, as Rivera should be shooting free throws here. And Estevez will check back out of the game here for the Rams. It's going to be Fuchs, Green, House, Lawrence, and Thomas in for the Rams as Estevez takes a seat after a very short stint on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on right now. The refs, they might be checking something with the clock as they're at the monitor. The shot clock sits at 20, and if it's going to be UMass ball, then the clock should be set back to 30.
As the Rhode faithful voicing their displeasure at the calls, as they have been all night long. This crowd has been really, really loud and wild all night long. A sea of light blue completely infecting the Ryan Center. And what a beautiful arena it is, as all you can see is blue with just a few spins of red. And Rivera. And it's going to be Daniel Rivera at the line for the Minutemen. He's shooting a meager 52% from the line this season. He may not be the person you want on the line, but he's got a chance to cut in, and he sinks the free throw there. A huge free throw from Daniel Rivera. And it looks like one of Javonte Brown's out. They just rescinded and went off the board. Rivera's second free throw, cool, calm, and collected, but no dice there. It remained an 11-point game. 12-point game here. UMass with a chance here with the possession to cut it to 10 and even 9. A big possession of time for the Minutemen. Akil Watson inbound. Daniel Hankins-Sanford back in the game for UMass. Checks out for Rivera. Here's Curry. 8:42 to go. Handoff Diggins. Guarded by Lawrence. Rivera screens Diggins. Diggins lies inside. Reverse layup. It's good. Russell Diggins. It's a 10-point game.
Russell Diggins has just taken over this second half and starting to play to the player we've seen throughout this whole A-10 season.
And UMass with the trap, backcourt, and it's going to be a foul on URI. Lawrence fouled Rivera as he was going to the cup. The UMass defense relentless all second half long, and more, and a possession for UMass, and URI is now in the bonus. UMass shooting free throws the rest of the way. 1-and-1 here for Daniel Rivera upcoming.
Just another nice play on defense by UMass. Rivera coming away with a steal. Would have had a breakaway layup if Lawrence didn't grab him, preventing him from doing so. So, like you said, 1-and-1 for Rivera. Not the ideal candidate for UMass to be doing that.
Rivera back to the line for UMass. There are 2 free throws. Free throw is up. Rivera misses it. Hankins-Sanford trying for the offensive rebound. Ball on the floor. It's going to be Rams ball. Hankins-Sanford and Watson were both there, but Green got to it, but it went off Hankins-Sanford. It's going to be URI ball. Oh, Rivera needed to make those free throws to cut this lead. UMass had a chance there to cut the lead to single digits, but no dice on that one. It's going to be the law firm of Daniel, Jinge, Diggins, and Curry, the 5 for UMass. The press is on. We're coming up on 8 minutes to go. Brown, guarded by Jinge. Lawrence drives inside. Kicks it out to Thomas. He'll reset and slow things down. 15 to shoot here for the Rams. Sebastian Thomas in the corner. Green. He'll pull the trigger. David Green, his third 3 of the game. It's back to a 13-point game.
And that's got to be deflating for UMass, missing free throws on one end and giving up a 3 on the other.
And Diggins with the and 1. What a tough shot by Russell Diggins. And the URI fans begging for a travel, but it's an and 1 for Russell Diggins. He's been relentless all half long. UMass not going away easy here. Under 8 to go. Lawrence with the foul. Diggins with the bump and the bucket. UMass finding signs of life, but is it too little too late? 7:47 to go. UMass down by 11. You're listening to UMass men's basketball on 91.1 WMUA Sports, the 4 of all things UMass sports. Welcome back to the Ryan Center. What was once a 20-point lead has now been chopped to a mere 11 points. It's a tough hill to climb. Andrew Rasul-Diggins, what an incredible performance in the back end of the second half. 25 points, lead all scores.
Yeah, he's just been taking over. You talked about at the start of the half that he was trying to play hero ball and to no avail. Well, now he's playing hero ball, and that's all UMass can really depend on the offensive side of the floor. He's truly taken over the second half. He had just 8 points at the end of the first half, 17 here in the second half, and he's done a great job being aggressive, getting to the foul line, and drawing a few and ones here and there, and also knocking down his shots from behind the arc will also help that case.
Dating back to the A-10 tournament game against VCU, Rasul-Diggins, when the team's back is against the wall, he's been the one to make the shots. And now with a more prominent role in the offense, he's lived up to the expectations in conference play, playing himself into arguably a spot on the All-A-10 first team. He has been nothing but fabulous all night long.
And this is his third game now in conference play. The fourth game, with at least 20 points, and last time out he had 19. He's truly dominated conference play. You look at his game log so far, if you look at just his points, 33, 16, 18, 21, program record 46, 17, 19, and 25 today. Rasul-Diggins, who had a tough non-conference with the way he shot the ball, is not struggling anymore, Sam.
His backcourt mate Jalen Curry has also picked up the slack. He had an early three. He had only 3 points, not much to do in the first half. But now in the second half, he's picked it up. He's hit 3 threes from behind the arc. He's back up. And here comes Rasul-Diggins at the line for another free throw. Free throw is up. No good front iron. Rebound on the floor. Diggins gets it back. A new 20 for UMass. A huge offensive rebound by Diggins. A chance to cut it to single digits here. Curry weaves his way around Thomas. Gets inside, draws the double. Outside Rivera. 6 to shoot for UMass. They need to get a shot up. Rivera with 5, with 3, with 2. I don't think he knows the shot is up. Rivera puts it up, and it rolls in. Will they review it? Did he get it off in time? They will review it. Rivera, I don't think he knew the shot clock was expiring. A desperation shot. They're going to review it. This is a tough call. This is a make or break call. This could cut the lead to single digits.
Daniel Rivera goes up with the scoop layup, like you said. Didn't seem like he knew until his team started yelling at him. He had to put one up. So he goes to a scoop layup from the right side. Just a prayer, rolled around the rim and fell in nicely.
The question is, did he get it off in time? It is very, very close. They're taking their sweet time with this, but nonetheless, high IQ move by Daniel Rivera on the last second, kind of putting Ravonte Brown to sleep there, scooping it under his left arm. And he's been playing a little more aggressive as of recently, as UMass needing some offense from more players. He's got 11 on the night. We'll see if they give him credit for this one here.
Yeah, 3 players in double figures for UMass today, and that's just about where all the scorings come from. 25 for Diggins, 11 for Curry and Rivera, respectively. And nobody else on the team has more than 4 up to this point in the game. The supporting cast needs to support the big 3 of this team.
These 3 has been shouldering the scoring load all season long, so it's not out of the ordinary to see them stuffing the stat sheet with points. But nonetheless, if UMass they're finding their way back into this game. But if they want to close the gap, they need to get contributions from other players. The referee's taking their sweet time with this one. It's very, very, very close.
As we're doing a little bit of cheating here, trying to take a peek at the ESPN monitor right in front of us here.
The call on the floor was a good basket, so it will have to be overturned. That's what it's going to come down to.
Crowd starting to grow restless with the refs. This is a very angry crowd, I've noticed. This is my first time here at the Ryan Center. Not very pleased. Kingston crowd. It seems like they're going to count the basket.
And the basket will count. Daniel Rivera's desperation scoop and score goes. UMass has cut it to single digits. It's a 9-point game with 7:22 to go. UMass is finding their way back into it. UMass needing a stop to keep continuing to cut the lead. House with it now for URI. Thomas, he has been limited in scoring all half long. Thomas weaving his way around, killing some clock. Gets digging to the top of the key. Gets a high screen from Green. Thomas. Now House. URI just weaving it around. Corner, Lawrence wide open three. Rolls in and out. Rebound on the floor. Rivera strips. Hankins Sanford strips it away. Back out come the Minutemen. Here comes Curry, under 7 to go. Handoff Diggins, guarded by Thomas, swings it over to Rivera. Under 7 to go. Entry pass to Hankins Sanford, draws the double. He'll go to work, 15 to shoot. Curry, guarded by Thomas. Inside, Curry threads the needle. Hankins Sanford, bump it, bucket and one. Curry to Hankins Sanford. UMass cutting the lead down. It's a 7-point game.
And a couple beautiful entry passes by UMass on that possession. The first one from Rivera to Hankins Sanford. Didn't end up having anywhere to go with it, but that time a nice job by Jalen Curry splitting 2 defenders with his pass. And Hankins Sanford taking the bump and the score.
It was a sea of threes in the first half. It's been a maroon avalanche of entry passes and defensive stops. UMass now coming in with a chance, Jalen with Hankins Sanford's free throw to cut the lead to 6. Free throw is up. It's a 2-possession game. The fight and resilience of the Minutemen bringing them back into this game. Here's Thomas. UMass back to the press. Lawrence, guarded by Diggins. He's got to get it over. Gives to House. House drives inside. Goes up. Draws the 2 jumpers. Jaden House too easy. Gets 2 Minutemen in the air. Tyman on the floor. Archie Miller wants to stop the bleeding, but nonetheless, UMass cutting this to a single-digit game.
And yeah, they were down by 21 at one point in this game. Now they had it at 6 just a moment ago. Now down to 8 thanks to a beautiful shot by Jaden House, getting both Hankins Sanford and Jinge into the air with his up fake and finishing the layup. Jaden House having himself a good game today. 16 points, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Played with a great aggressiveness. Not somebody who started the first 15 games of the year for URI, but courtesy of the injury to one of URI's starters, Jaden House has found his way back into the starting lineup and has thrived in that role.
Freshman Ron Farrell out of the game again. He's not playing in about a month for the Rams. He was an 2-time Atlantic 10 Player of the Week this year, but he's been sitting out, and it's Jaden House, the longtime veteran, stepping up in his stead, and he's done nothing but good things for the Rams. Same 5 for UMass. They're running with the same 5. UMass needing stops. They've been able to score, but needing stops to stop the bleeding, as URI you can't be trading buckets at this point in the game. Curry. Here's Diggins, leading scorer on the night. Jinge. Handoff Rivera. On the elbow for Hankins Sanford. Hankins Sanford hands off to Diggins. Diggins elbow inside Rivera. Hankins Sanford tries to throw it down. It was tipped slightly by Brown, and URI comes back with it. Oh, Hankins Sanford almost finished emphatically on that one. Thomas turns on the Jets. In the corner for House. Pulls, fires, and trigger. No good. Rebound corralled there by Jinge. Sigh of relief there from the Minutemen. Curry back the other end. Under 6 to go. Here's Rivera. Swings it out to Curry, who swings it back to Diggins. Diggins drives on Thomas. He'll spin inside. He'll spin back out. Spins again. Good footwork there. Spins inside. Rasul Diggins unstoppable here in the second half. 27 points.
Beautiful job by Rasul Diggins. Kind of had nowhere to go with it. Great defense by Sebastian Thomas.
And Curry thought he had a clean steal, and it's a reach-in foul. That is Jalen Curry's 4th foul. That was a tough one for the Minutemen. That looked like a clean steal from our angle, and we were right near the referee.
Yeah, it looked like he might have possibly gotten him on the arm there as he swiped down at the ball. Something that happens pretty often when you're trying to swipe down to try and get the steal.
And it looks like Akil Watson's going to check into the game. Rivera's going to check out. UMass going offense for defense here. Now a 6-point game. URI ball with under 6 to go.
Minutemen need a stop here. Still 5:20 left, only down by 6, but stop here would be huge for momentum.
Lawrence to Green. URI playing catch. Now House, now Thomas. 15 to shoot. Coming up on 5 minutes to go. Lawrence. Thomas now. He'll make his move. Thomas goes inside. Floater is up. Bounces out, and no good. Another miss from the Rams. Curry with it now. He'll slow things down. We are exactly 5 minutes to go in what has been a thrilling game from start to finish.
And a quiet second half for Sebastian Thomas continues. Still scoreless in the second half despite 19 first half points.
Curry. Diggins wide open for 3. No good. Rebound by Curry. Goes back up. Up and under lap. It's no good at the rim. Oh, Jalen Curry was so close. 2-on-1 for the Rams. Thomas in the corner. He'll kick and fire. No good. Keel Watson the rebound, and the crowd silences. A pair of misses on both sides to extend and cut the lead, but to no avail either way.
And the crowd ready to Sebastian Thomas 3.
Watson. Pump fakes, now gives him the quarter for Jingay. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. Here's Hankin Sanford. On the elbow. Swings it over to Watson. Corner 3, Akeel Watson is no good. Rebound, fought for, on the floor, and Thomas comes out of the back. Diggins strips it back. He'll pull the trigger. Rasul Diggins cannot make that one. And another foul, hard foul. And Jaden Njinge gets called for a late foul. UMass's aggressiveness being played against them. And another stoppage there by the Rams.
And UMass just hucking up 3 after 3, just hoping one of them to fall to cut it to a one-possession game. Couple good looks there, just unable to cash in.
UMass not in need of a 3 though. It's a 2-possession game. They can use some 2s, but UMass, Rasul Diggins' hero ball has not benefited him the last 2 possessions. Well, it's been a thriller start to finish. It's a 6-point game. Is it too little, too late for the Minutemen? 76-70, 4 minutes to go. You're listening to UMass Men's Basketball on 91.1 WMUA Sports. Welcome back inside a loud and proud Ryan Center. In the 165th edition of this rivalry, this game has been everything but anticipated, Andrew.
From start to finish, this has been a thrilling game. URI dominated the start of this second half. They went into the halftime with an 8-point lead after UMass really took over a lot of that first half, had the lead for a majority of that first half until URI got their offense going with Sebastian Thomas taking over 19 points in the first half. And in the second half, a 13-0 run to start the half for URI. Got them up to a 21-point lead, but UMass has slowly chipped away at the Rhode Island lead and have cut it down to 6. Still plenty of time, 4 minutes left, a lot of game time left, as this will be an exciting finish here at the Ryan Center.
To quote my good friend to my left, no lead is safe in college basketball. This has been no exception. After all the scraping and clawing and contributions, UMass finds himself only in a 6-point hole after being down 21 in front of a very hostile crowd. What resilience by the Minutemen, regardless of the result, in front of a hostile crowd when everything was blocked up against them. They have made a real effort to make this a game.
And yeah, Frank Marin, regardless, he might not be happy tonight if they don't come away with the win, but I'm sure he can be proud of his team's resilience, not giving up on any game, not giving up on any single possession, playing with so much intensity in this second half, trying to will themselves back into the game.
David Green to the line for the Rams, shooting 2 free throws. We have exactly 4 minutes to go here in this basketball game. Green's first free throw rolls in there. Very close call. David Green's up to 17 points. URI has 3 players with 15 points or more, and it's the usual suspects in House, Green, and Thomas. The guards doing the dirty work for the Rams.
Yeah, the 3 guys we came into the game, told you to watch out for, have all delivered.
Huge free throws there by David Green. It's now an 8-point game. Same 5 for UMass. Hankin Sanford in the elbow. Curry draws someone out. Inside Hankin Sanford, mid-range jump shot, rolls in and out. And Akeel Watson with a beautiful save. And Njinge, the bump and the bucket. A save by Watson and the score by Njinge. And he goes to the line to convert a 3-point play.
And a possession that almost resulted in disaster. It got blown up. Sebastian Thomas and Jalen Curry both hit the deck as Hankin Sanford was trying to get the pass to Curry. Good look from Hankin Sanford. Great rebound by Akil Watson. And a nice find to Jinge, who muscles his way for the and one. His first bucket of the game.
Most Jaden Jinge play ever. 65% from the line. Free throw is up. Ice cold from Jaden Jinge. It's a 5-point lead.
Jaden Jinge, someone who shot just 50% in the non-con. Frank Martin talks about relentlessly how much time he spends in the gym working on his free throws. Gotten himself up to the 65% like you mentioned.
Here's Sebastian Thomas, URI looking to just kill some clock here. Lawrence inside for Brown. Brown makes his move inside. Layup is good. They cannot be trading buckets here. It's back to a 7-point lead.
And yeah, Javonte Brown just way taller than Daniel Hankin Sanford, just easily able to rise up over him.
Rivera's Hankin Sanford hits the three. Hankin Sanford feeling himself, and it looks like it's a 10 timeout on the floor. URI wants to talk it over. It's a 4-point game. Frank Martin calling timeout, and Daniel Hankin Sanford has been really doing the dirty work with assists, hanging his hat high. Daniel Hankin Sanford with a huge top of the key three to make it a 4-point lead.
And yeah, Daniel Hankin Sanford, a 15% three-point shooter on the year. Buries a big three here in clutch time. 3:13 left. Cutting the lead to 4, the closest UMass has been since the first half before URI was able to balloon the lead here. And if you're UMass, you've got to be feeling some momentum, feeling good about yourself. This was once at 21 and now down to 4.
Daniel Hankin Sanford now up to 10 points on the game. He has now had 3 straight games with double-digit points, and he has been a guy that he was on a big effort of this team last year. He started at the beginning of the year. Frank Martin talked about he was playing some of his best basketball beginning of the season. He unfortunately breaks his hand, is out for a while. Frank Martin talked about how that really broke him, but it also really made him grow as a leader in the clubhouse. Frank Martin loves his energy, loves his leadership, and it's showing itself that now that he's gotten his game back to the way it needs to be, he's really been commanding everyone, telling them to slow down and keep their composure. He's been a real asset on and off the court for this team.
Yeah, DHS, not somebody who's suffered injuries in his career, and like you said, Frank Martin said that injury was hard for Hankin Sanford to get through, and even coming back from it, he struggled for the first few games coming off of his injury, fouled out in 3 consecutive games, but lately starting to tune up right when UMass needs him.
3 straight games with 10 points for Daniel Hankin Sanford. He's been finding his stroke and finding his rhythm on the offensive side, and just like that, UMass has made this a whole new ball game.
And earlier on, a foul was called on Jalen Curry to make it his 4th. They overturned that, gave it to somebody else. I'm not sure who, but now Curry for UMass only has 3 fouls. That's big for them.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go, Sebastian Thomas has been awfully quiet here in the second half. He has the ball now for the Rams. Thomas, killing clock. We've hit the 3-minute mark. Lawrence back to Thomas. UMass in need of a stop. Thomas looking for the entry pass, doesn't have it. 10 to shoot for the Rams. Green on the elbow. 5 to shoot. He'll step it back. 4 to shoot. Green makes the move, steps back into a 3, cannot bank it in. Here's Curry coming back with it. 2:30 to go. Curry, corner Diggins. Diggins, corner 3 is way far. Akil Watson looking for the offensive rebound, gets it up, and it rolls out, and it's out of bounds nonetheless. It's going to be UMass. It's going to be Rhode Island ball. Hankin Sanford begging to the rest for a replay, but an empty possession for UMass. That would have been huge in terms of momentum.
And yeah, it's disappointing to not be able to come away with the 3 there, but once again, Akil Watson has done a great job in the limited minutes he's had on crashing the glass. It seems like every offensive rebound he's been in the mix for.
Under 2:30 to go. Here's Sebastian Thomas, 19 points on tonight's game. Lawrence, back to Green. Green swings it around to House, who gives it to Thomas. URI now back to playing catch. Thomas with 10 to shoot. Swings it out to Lawrence. Lawrence makes his move inside. High arcing floater, sinks it there. It's a 6-point lead with 2 minutes to go.
And a much needed bucket for the Rams there to make this a 6-point game with just 2 minutes left.
Curry makes his move inside. He gets fouled underneath by Thomas. Thomas not happy about that. He got whacked by Curry, but he gets called for the foul nonetheless. UMass in the double bonus. Curry gets 2 free throws here.
And I'd like to just applaud the effort by Sebastian Thomas in this game. 19 points all in that first half. We mentioned he hasn't done a great job scoring in the second half, but 8 rebounds, and he has made his presence felt with his passing. 7 assists and 4 steals. Really a complete dominant effort by the senior.
Here comes Jalen Curry to the line for the Minutemen. First free throw is up. Nothing but net for the sophomore from South Carolina. Starters Akil Watson checked out, a well-earned rest there. Frank Martin applauding his forward, the transfer from Arizona State, with some well-earned minutes and some well-earned energy. Curry at the line to make it a 4-point game with under 2 to go. Free throw is up and in. Jalen Curry with 2 ice-cold free throws, 82-78 with 1:58 to go. Press back on for the Minutemen. Lawrence breaks it with ease, goes like the length of the court, and URI throws it around. And a little bit of a entanglement there. Rivera tips it back to the hands of House. House gets out of it, trying to avoid trouble, and Thomas just gonna hang there and hang out. Precious seconds ticking away for the Minutemen. Thomas with it now, 10 to shoot for URI. 5 to shoot, inside Brown. Brown falls down, it's gonna be a late foul. Hankins Sanford pulls the chair, gets called for the late foul. From here it did not look like that, but nonetheless, Brown with a chance to make it back to a 6-point game.
Yeah, Daniel Hankins Sanford, like you said, pulls the chair on Brown that time, sends him to the floor. And I guess they're going to say the big shoulder from Hankins Sanford trying to fight off the bigger Brown. They call him for the foul.
50% from the line this season. Free throw is up. Front iron, no good. And Jinge flying in for the rebound. Here comes Diggins. Chance to make it a 1-possession game for UMass. 1:20 to go. Curry. Now Hankins Sanford. He'll drive inside, draws a double, high arcing fall away. Daniel Hankins Sanford is feeling himself. 2-point game with a minute to go.
Not the type of shot you would expect in this kind of moment down by 4 where you need a bucket. A fadeaway jumper by the forward from North Carolina cuts it to 2.
Hankins Sanford has answered the bell so far, but UMass still finds himself down by a basket. The URI faithful rising to their feet. We're under a minute. 10 to shoot for the Rams. Here's Thomas. Drives inside. Falling away. And Jinge gets called for the foul. He got tangled with Thomas, and he'll go to the line for free throws. It is a 1-and-1. So Thomas has to make the first one, so it can still be a 1-possession game. But nonetheless, huge free throws coming up here for Sebastian Thomas, who has had UMass's number all night long.
And a great job by Sebastian Thomas forcing the issue that time with just 10 on the clock, making his move against Jinge, turning him around, and Jinge getting tied up with him. And Thomas with a chance to make this a 2-possession game with just 46 seconds left.
For all of the strengths, it is on Jalen Curry. That's his 4th personal foul.
They called it on Jalen Curry in the arena. I'm not sure that's right, as the ref is now signaling for it to be on Jinge.
It should be on Jinge.
Jalen Curry was completely away from the play. The foul was on Jaden Jinge.
And the URI fans begging for a technical, while all Jalen Curry was doing was just pleading his case.
I think they're just frustrated with the refs because the refs have several times tonight gotten the foul on the wrong guy.
And Thomas sinks the free throw. It's a 3-point game. Jinge subs out. Nate Garangomba check in. UMass substituting defense for offense. Sebastian Thomas shoots only 69% from the free throw line this season. A huge free throw coming up to potentially ice the game. Free throw is up, and it rolls in for Sebastian Thomas. 21 points for the longtime guard. UMass has to get moving. The Ryan Center rises to its feet. Rivera rolls inside. 38 to go. Diggins, he'll drive, kicks it inside Rivera. Rivera, outside Curry. Post fire for 3. No good. Ball up in the air. It's going to be out of bounds. It's UMass ball. But it's 2 possessions. There's a 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. There was 30 seconds on the clock. UMass needs to score, and they need to score quick.
UMass took too much time trying to get that first shot up there. They had a couple chances to get a look with Diggins and Rivera.
Curry to inbound, gives to Diggins. He pump fakes, looking for a shot, doesn't get it. Diggins drives inside, tough layup is up, no good! Rebound by House! And it's going to be a foul on Rasul Diggins. And that feels like it is it. Rasul Diggins' hero ball comes up just short. UMass. And it's Sebastian and Shaden House going to the line to pretty much ice this ball game.
And URI coming up with a stop when they needed it the most. Once led by 21, lead cut down to 4 by the Minutemen. And the Rams doing a great job holding their ground for 24 seconds there. 2 shots put up by UMass and 2 great defensive stops for URI.
House's free throw is nothing but net on that one. 17 points for Jaden House. URI's big three has been making it happen all night long. Second free throw rolls in. It's a 6-point game, and that pretty much feels like all she wrote. Here comes Curry, 20 seconds to go. Diggins swings out of the pack, inside with a double. Tries to get a shot off, doesn't get it. 14 to go. Curry has it now, draws a double. He'll drive inside, gets foul, draws contact with 10 seconds to go. He'll draw a foul and go to the line for more free throws. At this point, most of his fans just want this game to end.
Yeah, that was a foul right there that if you're URI, you honestly might take it because you don't get the chance at UMass to huck up some miracle three to cut it to a one-possession game with 10 seconds left, and who knows what can happen from there. So now Curry at the line, the best he can do is make it a 4-point game. So if you're URI, that's a foul you should honestly be all right with. The fans displeased, but
Jalen Curry back to the line for UMass. He's got 13 points on the night, looking for more. The sophomore makes the first free throw. The sophomore showing some senior level poise in front of a rowdy Rhode Island crowd. Curry back to the line again. Chance to make it a 4-point game, but feels too little, too late. Second free throw is good. And substitutions for the Minutemen. Akil Watson back into the game. Rivera will take a seat. UMass probably going to have to foul as soon as the ball gets in.
Watson in to bring in some length to guard the inbounder, hoping to come away with a steal.
Here's screen underneath the inbound for URI. Thomas almost fell down, and Curry fouls right away. That's foul number 5 for Jalen Curry. It's foul number 4 for Jalen Curry. Thomas going to the line for more free throws as the game continues to slugs along.
It's just 9.6 left. I didn't think 0.7 seconds even came off the clock there, but that's how they decide to wind it.
Sebastian Thomas has had a 19-point first half. Did barely score in the second half. Both his points coming from free throws. And he misses the free throw there. URI now in the double bonus, so Thomas will get another free throw. And here comes Daniel Rivera to come in and get this rebound. But URI with only one person, David Fuchs, on the free throw. Everybody else backed up. Thomas's second free throw goes in. It's back to a 5-point lead. 9 to go for UMass, needing a miracle. And a steal on the floor. Hankins Sanford has it, gets it over half court. Diggins, and the play goes. Diggins made the three, but it gets wiped off the board, and it's a foul on the floor. Oh, Frank Martin not happy about that one, as Rasul Diggins' three gets wiped off the board, and instead Daniel Hankins Sanford goes to the line for free throws. You are happy with free throws, but in this case, Rasul Diggins had a wide open three that he absolutely sank.
Yeah, that was a deep three as well. That's something that just gets wiped off the board, and now UMass is going to be in scramble mode here.
Hankins Sanford's Mace is the first one. Jingay checks back in. Hankins Sanford has been playing hero ball in the entire end of the second half with 5 late points to cut the lead down, but couldn't make the free throw there.
You might have to think about missing this one intentionally. 5-point game, 4 seconds left.
Misses it off the front iron. Ball on the floor. House has it. He will dribble it out. And a foul on the floor. And you don't need to do that. The URI fans egging this for all it's worth with 1.4 to go. And who else but Jaden House to the line here for the Rams. And Rivera has fouled out of the game. That is number 5. And one half of the law firm of Daniel and Daniel takes a seat on the bench. And this one seems all but over.
I would say it is over.
House's
but maybe that's just me.
House's free throw is good. It's a 6-point game. The Rams closing in on the 90-point mark. Second free throw from Jaden House. Rolls back iron, 1 to go. And Rivera, Hankins Sanford throws it up and almost makes it, but that will do it. The 165th iteration of this rivalry ends in a Rhode Island victory at the Ryan Center. And what a thriller we had here. UMass down 21, cuts it to 4, but it was too little, too late. The Rams walk away with a much-needed win to snap the 2-game losing streak, and the Minutemen 3-game winning streak is snapped. Andrew, your thoughts?
Yeah, you can never question the fight of this Minutemen team. Every single game they come out onto the floor, they're going to do their best to give themselves a chance to win the game. And those early second half woes becomes the difference in this game, where the lead balloons to 21. It was a miracle effort by Rasul Diggins to try and get him back into the game, but the efforts by URI's big four today just was good enough to hold him off. Sebastian Thomas, 21 points, David Green, 18, House, 18, and Lawrence with 13 himself. It takes 4 dudes to win in college basketball, Sam, and that's what we saw here tonight.
Well, as we said before, captain goes down with the ship. Rasul Diggins, 27 points, just wasn't enough for UMass tonight. They will head to Pittsburgh on Saturday to face the reigning A-10 champions in the Duquesne Dukes. A thriller tonight here at the Ryan Center. Your final score, the UMass Minutemen 82, the Rhode Island Rams 88. Signing off from Rhode Island, Andrew Samaha. I am Sam Kinches. Thank you for listening to this edition of UMass Men's Basketball on 91.1 WMUA Sports.